artificial lighting from, everything from your computer to your thing. I'm not here, to, now, I understand if I didn't have a visual, I do when I'm talking, hopefully, I don't know what the fuck. Best into something when you don't see a return. Anyway, I don't need to go over why I started this, why things that I think throughout my life that I feel like if I can give back, if I can help myself along the way, then I feel like I've done a good thing. Chai spice every night with a special ingredient. But you know what? I have the lemon ginger, and so I usually dip like now on occasion. But besides that, really no other things with any real sugar in them. It's getting kind of older, you want to watch out for that shit. It's not bad. It's okay. So I watched a special. It's the same, but there's an immense difference. The difference is somebody that's poor is basically relegated. They're surrendered to the fact combination. There's something in the pipe. What if the guy, like, I worked for this guy, I knew he was living in his office, literally like a 64 Corvette, like that one. He had like a whole bunch of deeds in Florida. He started to go up. See, or broke, big difference. As you know, what I'm working on, I've already talked about this educationally, so it doesn't even have to be worth repeating. Broke, not poor. Doctors are not poor; they're not broke either. So they say is that. Remember, I mentioned many episodes ago about Arnold. He had a couple irons in the fire. Of course, he made it with acting and everything like that, but he would have made it in real estate anyway. $1 when it first came, even less than $1 when it first came out, then $100 to $200, and back down to 100, and then in 1 week to $1,000. That was huge. Then back down, but continue. Look, it's like about to crack the all-time high. It's like 62,000 right now. So perspective, like above and down and everything like that. Okay. Would you be willing, like what I did? I got crushed in altcoins. I got into various ones, and I try to do quick. To me, it's a sizable amount of money. Now, here's the thing. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it in there, and to hell with it. Now, if it goes, if Shibina goes to a penny, I would be very happy. Suffice to say, but I don't care. Instead of taking out my last $200, I already lost 5,000. I don't care. So I left it in there, and every once in a while I'll look up the price, and it doesn't matter because I care. Like not taking it up $800 right now, and I don't care. I'm leaving it in there, and so just like the Bitcoin thing, if it takes 10 years, it's 10 years. I don't care at this point. And that's the mentality. I think, think about that. If you were in Bitcoin in 2010, whatever, you bought it for $200 and had the I don't care mentality, each one is worth 62,000 right now. This is enough for you, right? Like it's just amazing. So, I think $1 million Bitcoin is very possible. If there's only 18 million, but it all depends what your goals are in life. Yeah, and it depends, like your life. Like, what do you consider enough? By time, think about this. More people are living longer than ever. They say if you live till 100, that's a good run. That's a good life. Most people, like I if I don't go to the gym every day, there's a reason why. And I don't care what Sunday is. I don't care weekends. I don't care what I don't. My body. I know. Like the body is meant to be used. Joe Eater said that. And there's like a Russian restaurant. I look at these people saying like they're not in good shape. And it's women, but the young women, because their bodies are holding together. But you notice my point is that so many people are focused on eating. Restaurants, eating. In Yiddish, we call it fressen, whatever, eating. And I guarantee those people, they say, well, we don't have time to work out, but they have time. I just don't, I don't see the logic. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't think this way. Like, what's there? Like, why can't you eat at home? Why do you got to go to a restaurant? What's a production? It's not exciting. It's not entertainment. You're not seeing, like, you know, going some, just you, you're not like, you're not going to bother them. What are you there for? Like, what? Trying new food. Trying new food for me. Trying new food. You know how many times I try new food? Man, no, I don't. I don't. Very, 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 very. Man. Um, Still, and it doesn't matter. It's just that they have. Like, to me, the gym is necessary. Your body needs to be movement around. When you're sitting in a restaurant, you ain't moving around. I watched that special on this computer. You're like, I was sitting here for an hour and a half. It's not comfortable. It's not good for you. An hour or whatever, because I don't like sitting too much. It takes then tend to stay at rest. It's not good for you. Um, my point is that I know I talk a lot about fitness, but I encourage you to open your mind. Like for me, um, I like to do a little bit of everything when I get my mind off of just a cosmos, Carl Sagan, go by the Neil deGrasse type other things. I turned in my schoolwork. Working on becoming a doctor of education. I played a little bit of chess on the computer just for a little bit, my blood pressure, a little bit on eBay. The thing is an open mind, not this generic, linear, robotic existence that most people have, that they do pretty much the same thing. And maybe the only thing different, they go to a different restaurant. That's real. To them, that's their, adventure. Dancing again. I went out dancing Friday, Saturday night at the Piggy. I stopped in. It's just, I can't. God, I'm sorry. It should be so much fun going out dancing, meeting new people and everything. What the fuck? Even before, it was like this. It was awful before too. It was bad. It wasn't good before COVID, and now it's just awful. It's awful. I can't. I don't know what to fucking say. Um, So, yeah, that's oh, so my point of the let me get the topic out of there. So my point is, well, how do you plan on getting out of the poorhouse, literally, like where I live? Um, what you want to do is have a couple things going. You know, my pipe dream actually, I have two scripts. I never talked about the second one. It's a very similar. It's a cute story. Could be like mini episodes. It's but I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Why not get it out? I don't know how many of you remember the cartoon Scooby Doo. Cool, it's like a group, a gang of these kids. Now, of course, the dog, there was Fred. He was kind of like the driver. He was like the leader, kind of like bulky, a big dude. Fred's girlfriend, but they just part. You never really saw. The show's not about chemistry, between. It's just they're all there working together. Daphne, Wilma, the redhead. That's three. And number four is Shaggy. He's kind of a tall, skinny, lanky guy, and he would watch over the dog, mostly Scooby Dooby Doo. So it's like five, and the dog discovering a lot of things that could be overlooked. So what they would do is they go around the mystery cases. There was a like what happened to why this is happening in our town, or again they would solve it. There was all or like a ghost, like, and it wasn't like it was a projection, but the guy running it, so they would catch the quote unquote bad guy at the end. That was their mission. It was really cool. Like I'm sure they had stuff like Nancy Drew stuff. I don't really get into stuff, but I knew of Scooby Doo. I grew up watching it. Um, so basically, what I wrote is my background is in street dancing, break dancing, specifically. So I came up with an animation of like they have superheroes, they have special powers. What they do, they investigate, take from other people. John Chu, I met him. He the LXD, the League. See, I've been involved in even though I wasn't in Jesus, this is that long ago, the early mid '90s, 25 years already. It is. Um, he passed away. I met his mom. It has elements of my idea, elements of it. They're supposed to and have no protagonist or antagonist. It's not put together very well. My idea is put together really well. Complete story in there. And it's not just like Scooby Doo where there are mini episodes. It leads to something. Kind of like builds on each other. The LXD didn't build on anything. It didn't have what I put in there. That it's based on there's a curmudgeon. He's like the Magneto. God, at my first script, nobody's looking at. So who's gonna look at this? But it's something that I've got pretty much typed up. Found a writer's guild for $20 and just do it. But it's hard to dream, man. It's hard to Arcana, whatever. He was on America's Got like read my movie for free. Like, it doesn't work. They're not producers. It takes a fucking producer. Producer, they get financing. It costs fucking money to make a movie. It's not shoot it on a phone. It's not that simple. It's got to be fucking something like I think big. I don't think like uh, dumb. Get a couple people together and it looks stupid. No, I mean I wrote. You know, nobody's even close. Nobody will come close because they don't know. They didn't live my life. They didn't know what's going on in my head. Just like Star is, like. But he also did movies before that, and he built upon until he could, the financing, he built a snowball effect. But whatever, you graffiti, whatever you're thinking, 1976. I know movie 77, but a million. I mean, that's that. He basically he said okay, like he really believed in this guy with his vision, and you know it's kind of like luck. He could have said, "Nah, come on, sci-fi. We need it's not science fiction." But he knew the timing. America was coming out of Vietnam. The country needed to pick me up. We needed stuff like that. That's how Rocky got made. That's how Star Wars got made. That's how all this shit got made because it was a perfect storm. It was perfect timing for entertainment back then. I know. Try to submit to Netflix. Try to do that. Look, I'm not saying that's out of the question. Definitely an idea, but you know what? You don't want to waste your time running around chasing many pipe dreams. You want to go after things that are solid. That's what I want. You got no family. You got nothing else. Talk a lot about fitness and just like this. That's great. I know he goes to the gym a lot. I think that's all he does, his whole life. And it's like, okay, I said this before and I'll say it again. Building a body is not necessarily building a life. Um, I met one time I don't know why, I think I was walking a Gold's Gym in Hollywood for 99 cents store. I forget where it was on La Brea. And I shit you not, I walked right by Steven Tyler. Right fucking by Steven Tyler. And I went back and I thought, "Price you could give me on something, like, you know, but what do you expect somebody like that to do for you? Like, and he said this to me, Mr. Peck Deck. Peck Deck, like the machine, the Peck Deck, that's an old school chest machine exercises. He's been around, He looks at me and goes, "Don't work out so much." That's what I mean. I swear to God, he goes, "Don't work out so much." And I didn't know how to take that. Like, well, what else do I do? This is like, what else to fucking do? And it's like, because I've done things that are so negative my whole life. So I don't know. What am I going to sit there and practice dancing or on your knees and stuff like that? You ain't getting any. Look, out and I do my thing like that, ain't getting any better, man. Like you're lucky. I'm lucky to maintain, whatever I can do. Look, you're a human being. You got he's like in a garage or something. I've seen video of it. So and it's like people have their zone of what they can do, the parameters, and they they ain't going outside of that. They're not gonna fuck themselves up. I don't fuck myself up, like where I need fucking knee replacements and shit. You don't want that. Dream is what I wrote. One or the other. It's related because that's what I spent many, many doing. That's what I was passionate about. And, it'd be really cool. It'd be really fucking the way I see it. It would be really incredible because it is a complete story. It's not, I eat my tuna salad. He was a couple years younger than me, so it just can't be about the dancing. You got a story in there. And that's what I wrote. I wrote two fucking story series and something that's a full length feature. Have I look, because the opening it doesn't flow properly into, and it seems kind of short because it's like I'm thinking, but movies are generally like, people's attention spans are shorter, so you got to think, maybe an hour, maybe hour and 15. Don't know. I'm not a movie producer. I'm a fucking real writer, what I would consider, because I never really sold anything. I used like writing software called Scripted, Final Draft, but I don't want to pay. It's hard to pay for shit. No one's fucking listening to you or gonna read what you've written. But other writers, they ain't gonna fucking buy. They're why would they help you? You're their competition. They can't sell their own shit. They say, well, you're real combative. You're real combative. I listened to this moron, this one guy called Fast Screenplay. He never sold nothing. He never like I would get into it with him because how to write, but you're not telling it what good you produced. Guess what it's worth? Exactly. Guess what I've written? Does is give me a little peace of mind. But until you sell something, guess what you have? Sorry, that's the reality. You're like passionate about it, passionate about computers. I wasn't. Stuff we had in the 80s, I didn't care. I didn't like it. That was derogatory put down. They're really dorky looking. And I had to wear those. It was just a little skinny. It was embarrassing. I guess I rebelled against it, and I was like, oh well, I'm going to get into athletics. Like I don't want to look like people call me nerd, and I didn't. It hurts your feelings. People make fun of you. So maybe that's one of the reasons I kind of rebelled against technology. And I didn't it, but I don't do the apps thing on my phone. I don't, I put it in its place. I like limit. I limit, its control over me. I think I don't know these people and make so much fucking money. They start up. Were killing it back when Bitcoin first came out. I watched it moving these bigger offices and bigger offices. But one guy I saw, he wound up getting busted. He did I think he's committed money laundering or something. I forget the guy's name, but shit, dude, anything fishy, shouldn't try to weasel out. There's a price to pay for that, man. I think my uncle tried to get away with not paying the IRS. He's making all this fucking money. Hey, they fucking came to his house, 40%. Hey, that's how it works. That's how it fucking works. You make big money, then and they say that they want their cut. You got to kick down. You got to kick down because if you don't, I think what they do is they check. Say, whoa, like I think what happened to Ric Flair, something similar like that. Years ago, like $800 to the IRS. There was like 800 or 600,000 or 800,000 fucking, and I don't know, really, it wasn't really highly publicized, but went to like Vince McMahon. He goes, if I don't pay this, I mean, I don't know what he said. I just remember. And McMahon goes, I wouldn't even loan that kind of money to my own son if he asked for it. But I understand your situation, like this thing, and he fucking loaned it to him. He loaned it to him, So that's an incredible. He was like crying. Flair was crying about it, but um, not to fucking make money and not to fucking kick down like you're supposed to. That shit's all in the books. They know. I mean that Guy Blue. He signed the biggest. I think it was. He went broke. He said, "Where did it go?" And he goes, "I can tell you exactly where it went." He knew. At first, you got to understand. They take 10%. So now cut. So I before that he goes. I took care of everybody. I bought my parents. I paid off I bought them a house. cars and everything like that. I bought myself a mansion, and then you have to understand, like he bought, but there's still property tax every year. The gardeners, all this shit. Maybe more. I don't know. The thing is, the money's got coming in from somewhere to maintain that kind of lifestyle. And you're relatively. He didn't make. Like I was getting more and more and more, and then negotiated a $250 million contract. Back in the late '90s, and he knew the whole point is that and believe me, all that money, like it can disintegrate eventually. I don't care how much. I just told you 50%. We're not getting into things. I mean, you can burn through it all. So that's basically what happened with him. I mean, kind of sad, to think that he had to do that boxing match for 50 grand. Too many shots to the head. Just um, he was very exciting. I mean, yeah, he hit that one ball in Toronto. Hit it out of the Sky Dome. I mean, the ball was still going up when he hit the upper bleachers. That was an incredible game, potentially. Um, if it didn't hit something on its way up, 600. But it seems like these guys nowadays are a little smarter. I listened to this one guy. I forgot what his name is, but he talks about how he took his signing bonus and he put that away. And smart, real fucking smart. Um, like thinking ahead. I never had it. I never had anything like that. So I can't tell you. I never had any what I would consider sizable money. What's sizable money in my like 100,000 cash? That's sizable money. Like Vegas, in a good area, risks in the futures market, the crypto market, it didn't take off. It didn't. You know, I guess if you lose 10 grand here, and then 6 months later, 10 grand there, it all adds up too. I can't say what if I would have done this. What if I didn't know? I felt like I had cojones, I had balls. Okay, let's go for it. Let's fucking try. And it just, you know, I didn't get into something. I didn't know about Bitcoin. I didn't know. I knew I heard about it when everybody else did. Meanwhile, these guys that were like, into crypto, these computer nerds that really stick, they knew. You know, $60,000, something that you could for under $1. Knew it went to 100, went to down to 100. If you take that eagle eye perspective and you just say, all right, well, but now think about, what are you going to buy one? It's $60,000 for one. You can buy a tiny one Satoshi, one tiny little thing. At this point, that's all you could emu, or something that could go up, that if you get lucky. And I believe miracle way up. So, uh, I just said forget about it. Not all right. Let's just keep our mind open to other things. So I went to the gym tonight before it closed. And I did last night, tries and traps, and I'll tell you, it's like, see all those houses, you know, maybe just good parents. maybe good parenting, like that teaches you properly. I didn't have it. I'm not saying woe is me. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying like without like anyway. All right. Well, that's a you're hungry. You know,